we need to talk about Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero is honestly one of the best rising superstars in the NBA today. But constantly, when you bring up the best young superstars, you get the Anthony Edwards, you get the Luka Doncic's, you get the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders, but they never bring up Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero being the youngest of all of them, other than obviously Victor Wembanyama. Him being drafted in 2022, first overall pick, in a time where people questioned whether he should have been the first overall pick. People said maybe Chet, maybe Jabari Smith Jr. Obviously, that take has gone far, far away from the remit of today. But Paolo's proven himself to have been the worthy number one overall pick. I don't think Chet could have been the number one option on the Orlando Magic. No way in hell. I think Paolo has brought that grit, grind, and great performance. So, first week of NBA is complete. First week of a long, arduous season it looks like it's going to be. Some teams look great, some teams look bad. Bad teams look bad, good teams look good, good teams look bad. So we're just going to discuss a couple of the talking points I wanted to talk about this week in the NBA. So first and foremost, like I said, Paolo Banchero putting up a fantastic performance, a near enough 50-point triple-double. I think it was 50, 13, and 9 assists with 2 blocks and a steal. My memory is fantastic. I even remember he shot 3 for 9 from 3. That's why I do this. So Paolo Banchero really impressed me in that game. He took it to Ijack. He took it, every single person that guarded him, he took it to them. And he was able to knock down a 3-ball. He was able to knock it down with the dribble. He was able to knock it down, catch and shoot. His mid-range game is fantastic. I've always said he's like a merge of Carmelo Anthony with LeBron James's frame. You know what I mean? Like, he has a bit more bully ball. As Carmelo was a big bully. But I mean in terms of driving down into the paint than a Carmelo Anthony. But inside a box, his footwork is absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. Maybe his scoring bag could eventually, because he's a great switchblade. That's essentially what LeBron James is. LeBron James is a switchblade of the highest degree. So Paolo's a great switchblade, and if he can really just take that scoring to the upper echelons, he can be one of the best players in the league. But I think he already is one of the best players in the league. I put him top 20, definitely. Yeah, I'd say top 20, definitely. He's leading this Orlando Magic team. They made the playoffs last year. I think they're going to make the playoffs again this year. I genuinely don't know the record. I can't lie to you. I have no idea what the record is.
A few moments later.
The Orlando Magic are 3-1 as expected. They've been genuinely really, really good. You know, KCP's putting in defense. He hasn't been scoring fantastically, but his defensive coordination has been truly fantastic. Jalen Suggs continues to take leaps on leaps. I told guys Jalen Suggs might even be my most improved candidate this year, but last year he took a fantastic jump. This year I expect him to take an even bigger jump as well, and I've been really impressed. We haven't really seen Franz Wagner take it back to how we know he can play, but we know Paolo Banchero has been playing great. The second 2 games, I think he played not amazingly. He didn't play amazingly against the Grizzlies, I remember, and I don't remember the other game was. He didn't play fantastically. I think it was on a back-to-back night. But Paolo, what more can I say on him? But watch out for him. I think he's one of the most disrespected stars in the NBA. People don't talk about him when they talk about stars in the NBA, but he truly is, and he showcased that he can do it in the playoffs as well. So those allegations are unfounded, and he's taken the team to the playoffs in his second year, and he's managed to show that he can be one of the best players in the league today. Next up, I wanted to talk about the teams that aren't being as good right now. I mean, I know the Nuggets play today, so this might change. So currently, where I'm at now, they're 1-3. They just won last night against the Toronto Raptors in a pretty good game, to be honest. But the Toronto Raptors were missing Emmanuel quickly. Nikola Jokic went crazy, but Scottie Barnes, I think he came out of the game injured as well. So I think he's got a scratch or something in his face. I don't know, on his eye. I've got no idea. They almost got in a tussle as well. Aaron Gordon and Westbrook against Scottie Barnes. But the Nuggets need roster construction. They need shooting. They desperately need shooting. Getting rid of KCP after getting rid of Bruce Brown is not helping them in the slightest. MPJ can't shoot for jack, and it doesn't look good for them right now. I'm seeing MPJ pass up wide open threes to give the ball to Aaron Gordon. This is Michael Porter goddamn Jr. But we saw against the Clippers, we saw Jokic with a Herculean effort try his best to try and bring back the Nuggets in to win that game. They ultimately couldn't overcome the deficit, but he was taking the threes because nobody else wanted to shoot them. The game that they just had against the Raptors, for some reason Jamal Murray doesn't want to shoot three, don't know why, but they managed to last second bucket for Jamal Murray. Great pick and roll action. We've already spoke about the pick and roll action between the pistol action of Jokic and Jamal Murray. Great pistol move. Jamal Murray went for the up and under layup, and in overtime they shot threes, and guess what? They won the game. So I don't think this is a Michael Malone issue. I don't think it's a Jokic issue. I think it's been great watching Jokic have to dominate games, to be honest. But I think the front office needs to do better. I heard rumours that they're in two minds whether to rebuild or not. You have the best player in the league on your team and you want to rebuild. But the other team I wanted to talk about was the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks have looked bad. Genuinely, I think when you like last night they played against the Celtics, and cool, mind you, the Celtics are the best 3-point shooting team of all time. It's a statistical fact, don't come for me. But when Giannis drops 30 and Dame drops 30, that's already 60. I think it was like 66 points and 64 points in total for them two alone. Give us another 50 for the rest of the team. There's 8 other players in the rotation. You can't give us another 50 between 8 players. Come on, that's poor. But I mean, I think that roster construction is poor. That coaching is poor. Everything's poor there because they have no perimeter defense at all. The same problems they had last year with the perimeter defense are the same problems they have this year with perimeter defense. Their defensive stopper on the perimeter is Gary Trent Jr. I don't know what you think is going to happen there. He's an adequate defender, but he's nowhere near a defensive stopper. In transition, they're not great on defense. They only have one good transition defender, which is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's a great help defender, but his help defense hasn't been amazing. Brook Lopez has to be help defending, and in an age now, especially when you saw the Boston Celtics up against them, where Al Horford can knock down a three, it doesn't help at all. So watching the games, it's been tough. A tough watch watching Milwaukee Bucks, to be honest. Like, they're 1-3 right now. They have the same record. They have the same amount of wins as the Washington Wizards right now. I wanted to talk down the Washington Wizards. Mind you, when we go on a run where we lose, I'm going to talk about the Washington Wizards. Don't worry. But we won last night against the Atlanta Hawks, so not much for me to say. But ultimately, I think the Milwaukee Bucks need a change in coaching. I don't know. They had a bad transition defense when they had Adrian Griffin. They have a bad transition defense now. I mean, I'm not sure what the roster construction is. They shouldn't have got rid of Coach Bud. Ultimately, they shouldn't have got rid of Coach Bud. And the final thing I wanted to talk about was the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think they're playing tonight either. But the LA Lakers have looked pretty good. It's as if I call it the Steve Kerr effect, where JJ Redick has taken every great coach he's played with or played under and just chucked up their playbook into the Lakers playbook for them to play with. We've seen a lot of split. We've seen so many good moves, a lot of pistol action, a lot of floppy action. We've seen a lot of 3-point shooting. The defense is still lackluster, especially in transition for the Lakers. I'd be surprised. It has to be between the Bucks and the Lakers for the worst transition defense in the league right now. I don't have the stats. Let me actually look it up. The Milwaukee Bucks are second worst and the Lakers are the worst, like I said, like I imagined. But I mean, I have liked what I've seen from JJ Redick. I'll be honest. I think when push comes to shove, he can't just rely on other people's coaching values, and he's going to have to imprint his DNA over the Lakers. But we have seen a lot of tactical implementation so far. I just want to see a real proper JJ Redick masterclass rather than the masterclasses of Stan Van Gundy's. You know what I'm saying? Also, mind you, I said Jason Tatum was my MVP to begin the season. I'd argue he's up there right now. Yeah. Alright, my 3 MVP candidates right now will be Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'll sneak in a Steph Curry as well. Steph Curry's been fantastic as well. So, them 3, Steph Curry, and if Nikola Jokic had 1 more game, if Nikola Jokic had a positive record right now, he'd be my MVP. But Anthony Davis has been truly fantastic. He's been the player we know Anthony Davis can be. Anthony Davis, he's a prodigal son, really and truly. He's one of those players that we all expected to be fantastic. He was fantastic, but he never really got the silverware to back it up in terms of the MVP collection. But maybe this season he wins that MVP. The Lakers go on a championship run. You know, it's generational. But yeah, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, Steph, and Shai Alexander are my 4 candidates for MVP right now, a week into the season. Also, I do want to say the Pacers, you've disappointed me a lot. Offense is offense, but your defense has been trash. Shooting hasn't been great. Tyrese Halliburton, you need to fix your mind up. I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know if it's a snow bunny effect on you. I don't know what's happening, but you need to switch it up right now, mate. But anyways, that's all I have this week in the NBA. Let me know what you think I missed out, and let me know who you think currently in the first week of the season, I know really early, is the MVP of the league. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you, man, in a bit. Boom.